But I think you are. Good evening, Caesar. Let's see here. 1 second. This always takes a minute to get going here. Let's see here. Dude, there's so many. Okay. Alright, there we go. We'll just roll with it like that. Alright, it's that time. Good evening, Caesar. Hopefully your day has been well, my friend. Oh, man. What's good? What's good, man? Cannot complain. Hopefully your day was good. Let me see here. Viz, let me log in real quick before I pull the screen up. We go back to the beginning of this chapter. Gosh, damn, I am hot. All right. Here we are. Good evening, everybody. Oh boy, this should be interesting. I'm gonna give like 2 more minutes for people just to get in here for a brief second. Today has certainly been a day. That's for sure. The amount of stuff I've had to get done before coming on here. But here we are. Supposed to get around to this last week, but some stuff came up, so I had to postpone 426 and 427 to this week. But considering the MHA fandom is not killing each other, I say that the chapters probably went kind of well, yeah. At least I hope it did. Let me see. Alright, there we go. My day was alright, other than this thing that happened in Honkai Star Rail. My heart is forever broken. I think I actually saw some people. Yeah, I think I actually saw some people talking about that actually on my Twitter. I don't know what it was going on, but I saw some people. I got a Steam notification. I did. Anywho, all right. 426. Let's see here. So, of my understanding, hey, what's good, Sensei? What's up, Zero? How you doing, man? I'd hope that you come around, because I know that you've been keeping up with everything with leaks still. So, I'm hoping that these 2 chapters will not be that bad. Man, I gotta really, like, turn my Steam off. I should probably do that next time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and read both of these. Give my thoughts. I've somehow managed to... Well, I kind of... found out that this one was about the Todorokis. I know the next one is spinner heavy from my understanding, but we'll take it as we go. So we'll just do it one at a time and just see how it goes. All right. Let's see, the Hellish Todoroki family final. Okay, so this is the conclusion for the Todorokis. Okay. Let's see here. We said you didn't have to come, so that's Fuyumi. She's got short hair now. I would say the same to you two, but Mom. Dang, so everybody just got short hair. Burn marks, burn. Crazy karma on Ray. That's on her left side too. That's unfortunate. And the same also goes for you, Ray. And there's Endeavor in a wheelchair. We're not all here out of a sense of duty, right? Okay, so I will continue off last chapter. He can speak, but only for a few minutes per day. It's a slow march toward death that Toya Todoroki is now facing. That's crazy. So he is gonna still die. Ah, dude. Oh, that's tough, man. I thought, well, I guess this is probably the best outcome for Dabi, truth be told. Say what you will about the whole Todoroki family plotline or whatnot, but the injuries to his own body, man, what can you do, man? You can stop him, but everything in between, that's on him, man. Unfortunately to say, I'm not enabling the family that pushed him to get to this point, but That's unfortunate. So this is just a bittersweet ending no matter how you look at it. Dang. And what is he? He looks like an Evangelion. Double like an alien? He looks like an Evangelion here, bro. What in the... Oh, my eye. He literally looks like an Evangelion. That's crazy. Anyway, okay. The gang's all here. Man can't even talk right. Haha. I ain't some damn tourist attraction. Cough, cough. Is a notification. Toya. So, we're here to tell you about what comes next. Toya. Okay? I'm retiring from hero work. Endeavor, the hero, has died. There we go. There we go. That's number one off my checklist of things I wanted to see what happened. It was Endeavor gonna retire and quit and step down. You know, I figured that he was gonna, you know, I guess not taking into account of his injuries. At the time, I figured that he was gonna like hold the Endeavor agency kind of together, and then when Todoroki was ready, he would step down. But this is okay. That's one. That's point number one. So Endeavor's done. Endeavor is done. That's okay. Hold on. I gotta get my little checklist out here on my phone. Hold on. Let me okay. Alright, let me just make a note. Alright, there we go. I think I heard somewhere that Best Genius is now the #1 hero. Good. Good. This is literally what I say. Caesar, I don't know if you've been around any of my streams or not, but I've always talked about how post this final battle, right? Japan needs like a clean image hero. Like just, you know what I mean? No drama, no controversy, no scandal, no dark past. You know what I mean? Best Genius is literally the best one. You know what I mean? Like for the job. You know what I mean? You know, Mount Lady and what's his name? Kamui Woods are still kind of green in that department, but this is the best choice. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. Wish I could have Fritz like that. Yo, Cyber, bro. I'm gonna tell Fritz, man. I'm gonna DM Fritz this chat. It's ironic that the one who wanted to die the most ended up being one of the only League of Villains members to live for now. Yeah, right. That is kind of ironic. Bubba, good evening, buddy. Thank God you showed up. Oh, I was hoping you showed up. Thank God, Bubba. Remember, it was also said Toya was meant to die a month after being saved, but lasted 8+ years due to his strong rage. Who's to say that rage being replaced by something else will keep him around? That is a good point. That is a good point. The will to live, you know what I mean? That is a good point. That's a good point. I would say for 423 and 424. Okay, cool. Can remember. I had those streams have had a lot of people coming and going, so I'm trying to remember, man. Thank you for coming by the way. Endeavor is an abuser. Hawks is a murderer. Genius is ugly. Dude, listen. Well, we gotta make it work, man. I mean, look, we're cooked over here, all right? That was always my plan once this war was over, and now I can't even stand up on my own. Dang. Okay, that's tough. Endeavor, the hero, is dead and burned away. Your flames were fiercer than any I've faced. Is that so? My condolences. Even in this state, he's still sticking true. Gotta love it. Quit trying to play nice now that it's all over anyway. You freaking coward. Wait, is his voice... Is he even speaking, or is this speaking? No, he's speaking. This is probably just monitoring his heart. Okay. Fair point. You know me too well, Toya. You've kept a close eye on me after all. You only ever wanted me to watch you, but I never did. Having you for a father. It's that flashback. And guess what? You're on Endeavor. So, PLW flashback. Post-PLW, Dobby stuff flashback. People can say what they like, but the fact is, that's my hell flame burning inside of you. Or burning inside you. I watch the video of you denouncing me every single day. Man. And then we go back to the, what is it, Sokoto Peak. Dad, watch me. Man, this is, from now on, I'll come here every single day to talk with you. Oh, man. Young Toya. Dude, young Toya, God. I appreciate Horikoshi always like giving the like the full picture of how some people will look, whether they're like older or younger. He looks so cool, man. Like, you take away the marks, bro, his hair is just cool, man. That's a shame. Bro, burn himself up, man. Dang. God, bro wouldn't stop. So the heart monitor is probably increasing quite a bit. I realize it's far too late, but let's talk. His heart rate's elevated. Okay. Any further strain could be dangerous. Rei, Natsuo, Fuyumi, let's talk. Using the time that Shoto made sure we'd have together. If you hate me, so be it. Speak your mind. Lay into me. Let me have it. Toya, I want to talk too. There's so much I want to say. So it's starting to overwhelm him. So it's... Okay, so I see what you mean, Bubba. It's getting to him. For sure, it's getting to him. That's enough for today. You can return tomorrow. One last thing, if that's okay. I have a question. Toya, what's your favorite food? Oh. Looks like he reached his limit. Let him rest. You can come back another time. Soba. Same here. Dang, man. I think this was like part of the conversation the boys had. Like Ida, Bakugo. I think Tokiyami was present too. And they were talking about what his favorite food was. I think Bakugo said like piping hot udon, something like that. This is nice, man. This is bittersweet. You know what I mean? Toya's hair plus Dabi burns. Every endeavor finally accepting him as both a son and a villain. That would have cooked too, actually. Running in parallel, but forever apart. No, we're gonna mingle whether you like it or not. Man, the timing of this chapter. Wait, this came out last Sunday. This was a well-timed chapter considering we just had 2 flash fires aired recently. Wow. Shoto, I'm sorry. Dang, man. You feel bad. You feel bad for the guy, man. Like, you know. Shoto kind of succeeded in a way, man. It's sad that Dabi has like this slow march to death kind of thing looming over him. I'd hope to see that Dabi can be held together by his own will to live and will to connect with his family for the rest of his days. But, you know, that may be up to interpretation, you know what I mean, of what may come. What's good, Rohan? Good evening, brother. Let's see here. Natsuo, listen, I'm done. Sorry, but nothing's changed about how I feel, and I don't want anything to do with you. Right, my girlfriend and I are getting hitched. No wedding, though, and you won't get to meet her. Damn. I'm sorry, but I understand. How about you, Fuyumi? You quit your job, right? I did, but the mother of one of my students said she's found me a new job and can provide support. Honestly, I think we've taken responsibility. Punishment's been doled out, too. Isn't that enough? Man. How are you, man? I'm good, man. Can't complain. Glad I can finally get these chapters under my belt, man. I've had a crazy week with house stuff, family members getting surgery, but we're cooling, man. You know, I assume that considering nobody's been going to war over these chapters, that they were for the most part okay. You know what I mean? So I'm just catching up, man. You know, I'll be making amends and apologizing for my sins for the rest of my life, whether you are all around to see it or not. And I'll shield you kids from the fiery fallout to the best of my ability. If there is a reason I survived, that's got to be it. Dang. Dude, Endeavor's so well written, man. Like, you know, I feel like, I know like Endeavor probably like fits into the can you enjoy problematic character type deal, you know what I mean? But I'm very impressed with Endeavor's writing, man. Like, I'm glad Horikoshi immediately, you know, always was like, you know, we're not doing this forgiveness stuff. We're doing atonement and atonement through and through. You know what I mean? I feel like this is the best thing for him. Sounds like hell. Yeah, it has been since I took him up on his offer to tango. What does he mean by that? Oh, dance with me in hell, Dad? Oh, okay. Oh, it's a nice callback. I never thought of you as a badass until this very moment, Dad. Dang. I'm surprised you've missed the discourse. It's been absolute hell with 427. Really? Okay. Hold that thought then, Bubba. Hold that thought. Endeavor is the best written character in MHA. Honestly, there's like a very fair argument for that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even shoot that down, to be honest with you. Are you sure? Headed back to school, Shoto? Yeah, then hop in. You too, sis. Thanks. Father, Mom, I'll be okay, because my classmates will be there for me, and because I can become the man I want to be. There you go. Even in hell. Done already? How'd it go? I'm hungry. Okay. So the Endeavor Agency is still choosing to support them, or support him. You've got people watching you. Hawks, how'd the reunion go? Let me know if you need anything, okay? Okay. Yeah, this chapter was bittersweet, even though everything Endeavor and even Ray has done, it made me sad that they could be going to hell. I ain't really religious, but I'd want them to be some limbo. Yeah, that's fair. You know what I mean? You know, if anything, more so Endeavor, like, I'm not excusing Ray. What Ray did was very wrong. Yeah, actually, wait, I have to remember that, the whole she was complicit too thing. Let me think about that. Yeah, I feel you, Caesar. It's definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, I would never say the Endeavor family would have a happy ending, but this is the ending that was appropriate for everything that has always been caused. You know what I mean? So, you know. Let it be so. You know what I mean? Let it be so. They told you you're free to go, but you don't want to walk out of here. Okay, so Hawks and Nagant. Okay. I honestly don't get why people dislike 427. Yeah, let me get to that, Pink. Let me get to that. Sidekickers are all alive. You know what's kind of funny, Bubba? Looking back on the episode of 2 Flash Fires, I kind of had a feeling that homeboy with the raps here might have actually, like, was going to kick the bucket low-key at some point. But, hey... I don't know. He kind of stood out to me during 2 Flash Fires. I don't know. Not yet, I said. The outside world's still a scary place for me. Imagine if I got exploited again. I can't have history repeating itself. Oof. I was really hoping for your help with some stuff. Okay. That day, Izuku Midoriya demonstrated something to the world. But how will society receive it? How will things change? I'm not leaving till I see how it all pans out. Excuse me, guys. In the meantime, I'm dining at the taxpayer's expense. Talk about villain. Wait, but who would exploit Nagant, though? You know what I mean? I mean, I get it, right? Like, people will probably... Like, how do you exploit Nagant? She could probably, like, defend herself, you know what I mean? Also, is it kind of me? Or not kind of me. Is it me, or does she kind of look, like, still bad, even with these marks? Like, y'all feel me? Am I alone on this? Yo, what's good, Roan? He got hit point blank by Toya's Phosphor in 363. Dude, listen. He had max solar resistance, Bubba. You know what I mean? He had that 3 times solar resist, dog. If you know, you know, man. If you know, you know. Okay, so Nagant's staying in jail. I guess that's... Okay, I mean, I guess she didn't want her life to move on too fast. Like, oh, everything's over. I can just go free. Like, nothing just happened. I guess she's kind of just chilling for a little bit. You know what I mean? The scars made her 100 times better. Hori is just an amazing artist. Yeah, like, you get me, Ryan. Like, dude, this is a... Listen, guys. Listen. Okay, listen. I've done my civil duty of holding it together this entire series, okay? This is a fine character. Gosh, damn. All right, anyway. Back on track. My dear LaBrava, gentle. Oh, okay. Ahem. Your contributions have been acknowledged. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Okay. So Gentle and LaBrava are free. Awesome. Freaking awesome, dude. I got no complaints against that. All because you were so stupendously awesome, Gentle. You were quite marvelous yourself, LaBrava. Awesome. You know what I mean? This is great. Again, Gentle's story was all about good person, wrong step of the sidewalk, man. He was a civilian at first anyway, doing his own thing, man. Awesome. What else could you want? You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen with Gentle, but it'll be cool to see him in the future. Maybe trying to do some hero work. But if he decides to just go back out and be free, hey, got no complaints, man. LML, nah, she prettier with the marks. Yeah, dude, like, God, what a woman. He's the only one without in mod slots. His quirk is... Dude, I know. I don't know. Dude, listen, I know, you know what's funny, Bubba? This is why whenever I see you go on about, like, endurance on the timeline, I don't even respond because I know why you're upset, you know what I mean? This is some BS, bro. The scars are a boost to attractiveness, Maki and Nagant. True. Nagant makes me jealous of her looks, not gonna lie. So does Mirko. Man, I get it, man. I get it. I would break my neck looking the other way if a woman like that passed by me on the street. It's crazy. Gento and La Brava were probably my favorite characters this act. 378 is my favorite recent chapter. Valid, man. Absolutely valid for sure. Absolutely valid. What the fuck, spoilers? Hey, what's good, Fritz? Better catch up, little bro. Let's see here. Endeavor, thanks. I'm good. If I need help, I'll ask. Huh. You text like a boomer, bro. Bro spelled the word ask wrong. How will things change? Taking it like a champ. You got a lot on your plate yourself, Mr. Hero Public Safety Commission President. Or how will we change things? Ah, hello, Mr. Mara. And then Spinner, right. Okay. Okay, hold on. I don't like this. We got a red flag here. Yo. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. Okay. For anybody that has been in my streams, you don't know how scared I was. Shoji was gonna walk through that. I low-key... Listen, honestly, I am glad that it was apparently Deku because, I assume Shigaraki's last words. That's why he's here. You know what I mean? Though I am surprised to see that Shoji maybe did not accompany him. You know what I mean? I didn't think that maybe Shoji being there would have been a bad thing, but Deku definitely needed to be there. But let me get back on track for a second here. I don't like this. I'm not a... it's not bad. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that Hawk's dialogue is supposed to be, how will I change things, not we. Oh, okay. Huh, Caleb moment. Listen, I always talked about the Public Safety Commission needed to go through like a serious rebuilding, okay, right? And I always talked about how Hawks and Nagant were going to be two people who at least contribute to that rebuilding, you know what I mean? Nagant chose to stay, or Nagant, I'll call it Nagant. Nagant chose to stay in jail, right? Fine. She do she, you know what I mean? But this is quite a jump in a position for somebody who has killed somebody. You know what I mean? Like people talk about how Endeavor didn't get enough flack, right, from like his peers or the civilians enough to the point where like it felt like real frictional and fictional. What? I don't think Hawks got anything like of note for him killing twice. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Hawks got less scrutiny for killing twice than Endeavor did about his son. And granted, maybe that was because Endeavor was the #1 hero and Hawks #2. You know what I mean? But Hawks killed twice. I don't think somebody... I mean... Hawks killed twice, okay? I don't think somebody that has killed somebody should be in this position. Even if it will never happen again, and it most likely will not happen again for the sake of MHA's story. You guys hear what I'm saying? I thought that the upcoming president was going to be the guy who did the Heroes License exam. And that's an ad on YouTube. I thought here we go. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. I thought the next president was going to be the guy who did the Heroes License exam, the guy who was overseeing the test. I guess that is Mr. Mara, who I'm talking about right here. And then Hawks and the Gun were going to advise and ensure that it doesn't go south. I don't know if I necessarily agree with Hawks taking that position. That's a little bit of a jump. 100%, yeah, that's a fair point. True. Okay, so I'm not crazy. This is the same universe that has children fight in a televised event for a widespread entertainment. Oh, good old sports festival. Those were good days, wasn't it, man? 100% agree. I am only okay with it with the assumption that it will lead to him helping Toga if she's actually just clapped and it's fucking cooked. Yeah, okay. Mara is the sleepy dude. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know if I agree with this. I think this is a bit of a jump for Hori's part, unfortunately, to say. I mean, other than that, this is like a 9 out of 10 chapter. It's just this I don't agree with. Maybe even an 8, to be honest. I might give it 8 out of 10 just because how heavy I've always held like this Public Safety Commission issue when it comes to the end of the story. I agree, but at the same time, I don't really trust anyone else with said position. That's understandable. That's understandable. And I guess that's fair because, I mean, I guess that's fair to an extent because, see, I don't know how close Mr. Mara was like close with the previous lady who created Hawks essentially. But I would like to have assumed that he was more of kind of like a calm, neutral guy, which is why I thought it was going to be him, if anybody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you could also make the argument that the victims will ensure that there are no more victims. You know what I mean? So I see both sides here, but I'm gonna lean right now towards that. I don't necessarily agree with this. I think that this is a little bit too rewarding for somebody like Hawks who has killed twice. You know what I mean? Where's the scrutiny for Jin? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would be more okay with this had Hawks gotten something meaningful with twice or doing the Toga Chaco fight. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't here for your 425 stream. If you did one, what do you think of Deku's new hair? You know, it's funny. A long time ago, I talked about Deku wanting a fade or like a buzz cut, but not like that, bro. Not like that. I understand why they have to do it, right? When you get surgery, I know you have to get that hair, like your haircut and the part that needs to be fixed up. But good God, Horikoshi, can we have not like given him like some of his hair back on that side? It's so nasty, bro. I would also argue that the fact that we can't think of anyone else to be the next president is a byproduct of who we glossed over. Yeah, okay. That's a good point, too. It's a good point, too, Rohan. Good point, too. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Damn. There wasn't really anybody else trying to, like, take the spot. Or at least trying to, like, cause any friction within the Public Safety Commission. It was pretty much... It was so corrupt that from the down up, nobody was questioning the current head, pretty much. Never wanted to, like, try to overtake that position. The main issue I had with this chapter was how Endeavor took center stage in the assumed last time we see the Todo fam. Rei and Shoto get almost nothing with Toya. Okay, that's fair. For you know what's crazy? Actually, Bubba, that's a good point. Okay, first of all, actually, I'm actually surprised that this chapter is only 15 pages. I was expecting, like, Rei to get a page... I was expecting Rei to get maybe like 2 pages as a mom. I was expecting Fuyumi to get a page, right? And like her, like, you know, closing her ears back when she was a child, maybe. And then maybe like Natsuo when he would like ignore Toya, you know what I mean? And going back to that, you know what I mean? Like I feel like every family member should have got a page. Both parents should have got 2 pages at least, or multiple pages if they really wanted to do it like that. And then Todoroki could have weaved throughout. You know what I mean? He's had the most interaction with Toya since the final arc started. So, my grandma's way off my back. Oh, no, don't worry, brother. I put it together. Don't even worry about it. But I see what you're saying, though, for sure. I definitely see what you're saying. Like, there was nobody else that we could reasonably think of that is not a byproduct of this whole situation in the first place. That will be, like, more... That will be aware of what has happened with the Public Safety Commission and then how to prevent what has happened again. So, I definitely understand. Other than that, though, 8 out of 10 chapter. I'll give you 8 out of 10. I think this is going to be... I think, Bubba, that's a good point to make. And then I'm going to take off a point for Hawks. I think this is a little bit too rewarding, unfortunately to say. 15 pages is just very unfortunate. You think that the last 5 chapters would get at least 4 pages? Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised this is 15 pages, man. I mean, let's take out Hori, like, working overtime on a final weekly Shonen Jump cover, plus the movie, I guess, plus... You know, maybe his editors and him are playing, you know, are deciding to play for the long haul. I don't know, man. For the final chapter, make sure not to burn himself out. Y'all, if Spinner was in New York, would his life be better? Probably. He'd probably be chilling with the teenage... Actually, wait, I don't know. We're talking about the USA here. I don't know. All right, here we go. So I know nothing about this chapter whatsoever. I somewhat knew about the Todorokis a little bit, but not very vaguely. But I know nothing about this chapter. Nothing at all. Hori is going to fill in the gaps in the full volume, probably because 5 chapters is not enough for a full volume. It's a good point. It's a good point, actually. Good point. I do think that the last one will be extra long at least. 100% agree. They always are, thankfully. I think his life would have ended a lot sooner. Yeah, probably. Especially in New York. Off topic, but what are your thoughts on the most recent Yozakura chapter? I loved it. I love it. With King, if you're talking about Kingo, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed his true spring bloom. Oh my god, I'm tripping. Oh I can't think of the phrase, but his true spring blooming, I think is what it's called. I enjoyed that. I like how it's more about their opposites essentially to various characteristics of their characters. We'll be talking about. Well, I'll be making sure to run it back with Yozakura Family streams very soon for my Yozakura audience, because I know I'm making a lot of weekly episode content. But let me see here. 427. Who was Tomura Shigaraki really? Okay, hold on. We're doing public perception. Okay, hold on. Spring full blooming. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. You saved my life. I couldn't remember the term. I'm so used to like Yozakura, then you got the blooming, then the true spring blooming, then the spring full blooming. It's a lot of bloomings. All right, let's see here. So we got one guy, office worker. He was one terrifying fellow. Thank goodness he was defeated. Okay. Basically, missing 60 pages of content in the final volume that will need to be made up with either a longer last chapter or lots of extra volume additions. Final volume has 8 chapters as of now. Yeah, I think Horikoshi's going to have to like really double down for this final volume and just add it on. I assume that that's probably what he's doing right now. I think he just wants to walk out the door, you know what I mean? And then in the time frame that he has between our current volume and the final volume, that is when he will just slow and steady, you know what I mean? He won't have to worry about a weekly schedule. It'll be just a matter of getting that content in before the next volume. So, let's see. Students, 21. My friend got killed by that vicious murderer. Honestly, this blows. My life like a total mess. I was totally messed up now. And my house was destroyed. I can't help but wonder if they couldn't have stopped him sooner. Isn't this the lady who looked away? This is your fault. She caused My Hero Academia, bro. This is crazy. Why aren't you dead? Why aren't you dead? How are you still alive, bro? Shigaraki's like, wasn't Shigaraki like 20-something? How old was she when she turned away from Shigaraki, bro? That's crazy. That granny got to get some type of punishment. She one of the reasons all this happened in the first place. Literally, bro. It's your fault. You are the cause of PLW and MVA and USJ. Everything. You didn't want to reach out, you bum. Anyway, respect your elders, guys. Respect your elders. The granny has a bigger effect on MHA than Bakugo. Don't say that to the hardcore audience, man. You will get executed. I don't want to see you executed on the timeline. Oh, man. Look, everyone thought that freak was a 2-bit punk at first. Nobody expected him to turn into such a threat. Okay, so we got different takes here. Okay. Though the restoration is moving along at a brisk pace thanks to the outpouring of international support and volunteers, those efforts have yet to reach some parts of the nation. The mountains of rubble yet to be cleared show the widespread extent of the damage. A great number of citizens had their lives turned upside down by the unprecedented wave of terrorism incited by the League of Villains. We got Spinner. Who exactly was the League's leader, Tomura Shigaraki? Find out now in part 2 of this special report. We got Deku. Okay. Alright, I'm down for this. Let's see here. Yeah, that's crazy that she lived longer than Shiggy in the story. It is, bro. Jordan, did you know that Grandma has many sympathizers? Shut up, dude. Don't say that. Don't say that, dude. Who is sympathizing with this lady, bro? If I go to Rukasu's tweets, bro, and find that they got grandma sympathizers, bro, oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus, his fandom is cooked. Oh, Mushroom Doctor is back. He was in the process of becoming a full-fledged Nomu, as his body was unable to withstand multiple quirks like body bulk and scale mail. However, thanks to the great strides we've made in Nomu research, we just barely managed to halt that process before it had progressed too far. Oh. Okay. What do you think the discourse for the chapter is? Bro, stop. It could be literally anything else but the grandma? It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I swear to God, if she don't get arrested, give her a house arrest or something, cause cut her off for damn life support. This ain't fair. Horikoshi can't let this slide. That's crazy, man. That she's still around. She should be. She should literally be interviewed in a hospital, bro. Pretty shameless on you to shut on in here, murderer. Yo, guys, quick question. How is this received on leak night? How is this received? How is this one statement received on leak night? I need to know. It's very important that I see how this is received. I'm not here to deny that, only to deliver Shigaraki's parting words. Damn. Oh, this is gonna be peak, bro. This is gonna cook. Oh my gosh, wait, this is gonna actually cook. Oh yeah, here to kick a guy down while he... I'm sorry. Oh yeah, here to kick a guy while he's down. You're one sick puppy, you know? If Spinner survived, tell him this. You survived, so here's the message. Even to the end, even to the bitter end, Tomura Shigaraki kept fighting to destroy. Huh? Deku's straight facing it. Shigaraki told you to say that. Yes, to you, Spinner. Me, Toga, and Dabi too, yeah? And Compress? No, only you. Shigaraki was... These facial expressions, man. You could tell, like, it's still weighing on his mind, man, as it should. A lot of tears were shed at that sentence. They were calling him a hypocrite and saying Deku was just blaming himself. I still blame Kudo for sneaking in this assassination attempt in this final plan, but I digress. I don't really know. I haven't been checking reactions to the chapter leaks since 424. I don't want no more negativity these last 5 chapters. I want to end this series with some positivity. Valid, man. That's what I'm doing, too. I'm at least ending it on my own terms, you know what I mean? I still say All For One was intentionally trying to get Spinner into a Nomu state because Spinner kept questioning him. That's not a bad theory, actually. You know what I mean? Not a bad theory at all, Joseph, in my opinion. You know, All For One, control everything. You know what I mean? Not a bad theory. My shining hope. With a smile, he said we destroy everything. He transformed Deka, or is it Deka? Deka, into a gnarly crater. He represented me and my voice. When I was oppressed for who I am, I was ready to give up on life. I was just some stinking heteromorph after all. Oh man, this is gonna cook, bro. No, I decided not to dwell on that crap. Too painful to think on. But he gave a guy like me a dream to cling to. I had hope for major change. I dreamt I could be somebody. You don't have to put up with this from him. If need be, I could subdue. And Deku's like, hold on. Ooh, I like that. Deku's like, wait a minute. I don't get to take the easy way out of my sins. All right, I gotta hear this out. I respect that. Respect it. Tomura Shigaraki was my hero. This is gonna be nice, man. I can't wait for this to get animated because I know a lot of the people who are taking like notes, like I don't know if you guys know the reactors called Blind Wave, but they are a group of guys who really take like religious notes for MHA. I'm really curious to see how their post-episode conversation about this will be in about like 2 years or so. Notice how Spinner talks about Toga getting a message alongside Dabi and Compress, both of which are alive. I see you're back on the train, eh? Keep believing, baby. We got a few more chapters. Keep believing. Deku hitting the let him cook pose. Interesting parallel. That Spinner panel and the one in the Toga Choco chapter with the monster. Toga looming over baby Ochako. It emphasizes that both Ochako and Deku are accepting the villain's pain. Good point. Good point. That's right. It was like that twisted nightmare-ish kind of thing. Deku hitting the let him cook pose. Yeah, facts. Like, don't interrupt, bro. Like, you don't get to run away from your sins, man. You know what I mean? Hold up, let him cook ass. Really interested in if the volume release will make this into a full page. Yeah, I am. It would be cool if Horikoshi took this and expanded it out, where it's just like the entire jail cell, and Spinner's like, we get the full picture of this. There's room. There's definitely room. Let's see here. Somebody else get interviewed. Destroying the world just for the heck of it, that ain't a worthy cause. Just a temper tantrum without a lick of sense behind it. He was a gamer. The ongoing investigation by the authorities is revealing that the man had quite the tragic past. Figuring out the root cause matters, sure, but let's not turn this into some sob story, or else sympathizers might be converted to the cause all over again. The whole time I was a shut-in, video games were all I had, and he was also a fan of my faves. It has to be said, and we've got to say it with our whole hearts, so allow me. The guy was a piece of crap. He was my very first friend. Man. Man, 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 man. Whoever directed the Bakugo versus... not Bakugo, I'm sorry. Whoever directed the Deku or the Bakugo apology episode it's got their name on it for sure. I think the back and forth and the ambience music in the background, it was definitely up whoever directed that episode. This is great, man. This is fantastic. I love back and forths like this. You know what I mean? Like these back and forths, man, are what I was talking about a long time ago. You know what I mean? When I was talking about back when there was a possibility for Deku and Shigaraki. You know what I mean? I will always talk about like these hypotheticals where Deku would say like, you know, like you were angry, and then Shigaraki would respond like, because my father made me that way, and then Deku would go like, but it wasn't your fault, and then Shigaraki would be like, but I am responsible for my own agency. You know, like those back and forths, those things, these types of back and forths, man, they're so powerful in the moment because you really get this sense of like two people just really feeling for each other in this moment, man. Like, oh, this is fantastic. This is good, man. Cause there's definitely some panels that will probably be expanded in the volume. 100%, 100% bunch. 100%. We were just talking about that actually, in the previous chapter. Deku finna be cooking two behind the cash register. Yo, he's beating the fry cook allegations. You guys need to stop. He's not in a jail cell. Actually, he's at Central Hospital. Is he actually? Oh, duh. That's why Mario Doctor is there. Or Mushroom Doctor. Spinner's top 10 character. I don't think that's up for debate anymore. I think it is impressive as hell how well written Spinner has gradually become. I didn't really feel for anything for Spinner for a long time. It literally was not until NBA that I was like, okay, I need to acknowledge this guy because he is like the one who's like keeping the League of Villains story alive. You know what I mean? For sure. It just felt like Spinner was more conscious of the people he cared about more than anything. And this right here, he was my first friend. Dude, this is rough, man. Like I feel this, man. Like Deku took somebody away from him, man. You know, whether Deku blames himself, whether we blame Kudo, it doesn't change the fact that Deku did what he was inevitably having to do. You know, Horikoshi did write off one back in the story and all that good stuff, sure, but it did happen, man. You know, and this is the result of these actions, man. I really like the juxtaposition with the opinions of the people who heard of Shigaraki and the person who knew Shigaraki. Exactly. Fuck. Ooh, I can't curse on. Actually, yes, I can. Forget it. Freaking perfect, man. So damn good. The he was a gamer line is gonna be memed on when it was animated and shown. I think I saw that earlier actually on the timeline. I did get spoiled on that a little bit, so that's okay. Not gonna lie, now that I think about it, Ida is the Rock Lee of the MHA. They both got done dirty. Low key, yeah. Definitely the most grounded of the league, next to Twice, maybe. Yeah, for sure. Spinner isn't in my top 10 characters, but he's definitely a good character. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Spinner is like Mount Lady. Character development was so gradual that you hardly noticed. Yeah. Yep. I would argue that Spinner had a little bit more of a push because stuff like MVA. But, man, this is fantastic. Let me keep going. Shigaraki told me he needed to be a hero to you all. The League of Villains held a special place in his heart, and I'm sure he felt the same way about you as you did him, which is why I think he wanted to let you know. I got caught up in the frenzy, and at some point, I stopped dwelling on the idea that we were past the point of no return. I've always been too slow on the uptake. If only I'd taken one more step, then just maybe, I could have saved my friend and hero. And maybe the next Tomo Shigaraki or All for One is out there waiting with bated breath. We have to keep an eye out for the next threat. You bunch are gonna keep fighting, right? Sooner or later, I bet you'll forget about Tomo Shigaraki and the League just smiles and good times for you. Well, I'm gonna write a book. One about Tomo Shigaraki, the symbol of fear, and about how the League of Villains live to destroy. A book that'll stick it to the heroes forever and ever. The past never dies, and I'll spin the tale of Tomura Shigaraki. Make it a comic book, huh? And don't worry, I won't ever forget. I got a message too. Tell your octopus pal to give life all he's got. Dude, this is peak. It's actually so good. What the hell? What am I? Horikoshi? The analogy take on Spinner, spin the tail, because the public perception of Shigaraki is everything negative, and he's gonna spend the rest of his life making sure that people know the truth of who Tomura Shigaraki was. Deku saying make it a comic book. We always talk about how comic books and about how All For One and what's the little bro's name? All For One and oh my gosh, I forgot little bro's name. What's the little bro's name? What's All For One's little brother's name? Oh my god. Come on, brain. Okay. All For One and his brother always had this thing about comic books, so I think Deku probably took it from there. And I think this might be a smart idea, because, you know, like, if Spinner tries to tell the tale the way that he wanted to, Yoichi, there we go. Yoichi. All For One and Yoichi always had this thing about comic books, right? And I think that that's something that Deku just kind of kept in mind. I think that if Spinner tried to tell it how it is, for all we know, they might censor this story. You know what I mean? They might censor his damn book. You know what I mean? For all I know. You know what I mean? Like, I think a comic book and just kind of telling that story in a childlike way. I've seen animes where when they have like these subversions where children root for the bad guys, kind of like Ranger Reject. I don't know if you guys watched Ranger Reject last season, but it's basically imagine if like the Power Rangers were bad guys and the monsters were kind of like okay guys. And I remember in the earlier episodes, the kids were like how they were rooting for the bad guys at some point. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. And I feel like if you're gonna start telling the truth, man, you need to start it, with a young audience. You know what I mean? Because again, society would not take this well. They just wouldn't. And it's interesting because people speculated that Spinner's narration may be a part of the comics, which is funny that Bones cut it out. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Narration in MVA. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what, yeah. I don't know what they were thinking. Whew, excuse me, y'all. I've been up since 7 in the morning. Long day. What I'm hearing is Deku can't read without pictures. Bro, that's just me, man. Don't call me out like that. Relatable. I can't read shit without pictures. That's probably bad, but yeah. Check your Discord DMs when you get a chance. You will see the vision, whether you want to or not. Okay. Let me get to the end of this chapter. I'll check it, Bubba, for sure. Deku saying, I won't ever forget. Right. I like that, too. I mean, that's the only thing you can do is remember. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, if Deku can save Shigaraki, then at least I want him to reflect and just keep in mind, that he failed. You know what I mean? He did fail. Like even if this was like an All For One, even if you make the argument that All For One is the reason why this whole thing came to be, it doesn't change the fact that there's a kid who's a victim who's gone. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All For One was the only power that could essentially destroy that kid's body. You know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, One For All. One For All was the only power that could destroy that body, and that's what it ended up being. You know what I mean? Granted, he freed Shigaraki's soul from All For One. Sure. But, choices were made, man. So, anyway. How'd it go, kid? Did you pass on the message? Yeah. Regarding your request about Chisaki. What a sorry state you're in. The boss is alive? Whoa, chat. This chapter's kind of... Dude, this chapter... So he honored his request from Villain Hunt. He actually... Wait, does that mean that... Wait. Does that mean he... Okay, let me just... Okay. Oh, my God. Hey, Sensei. Hey, what's good, Navi? What's good, buddy? Good evening to you, brother. He gonna carry it forward and fix Hero Society? Pff, I can only hope, man. Jesus Christ, we need it. Funnily enough, Vigilantes did it first. True. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's what the new mystery character role will be most likely, giving Deku a second chance. And, I see you're typing probably still. I don't see why he thinks he failed. I mean, he saved Tenko in that little dimension, didn't he? It's a nuanced thing, you know what I mean? Like, saving is a layered thing in MHA. Because keeping somebody alive doesn't necessarily mean save, right? There's something deeper beyond the layers of the human body. You know, it deals with the emotions, the mentality, the focus that you're in, right? How do you reach into that mentality and let them know that you see them, you know what I mean? And that what they are doing, maybe even if they have to be stopped, that who they are is somebody that they can be reached out to, you know what I mean? It's a very deeper thing than just a physical save, you know what I mean? Like you know, just keep somebody alive, and he didn't, you know what I mean? Like, sure, he probably got Shigaraki some peace in the last little bits of the Vestige realm, and All For One didn't haunt him for the rest of his life or in the afterlife, but he's gone, you know what I mean? He didn't get to be incarcerated, and he doesn't get to go home to Spinner with his buddy, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, boss, you were never supposed to come out of that coma. You mean what your quirk did to me? Too bad for you. They're making huge strides with support items these days. And I ain't your boss. The gang's done and gone. Boss, I said to never stray from the path of humanity. Now look how you wound up. I was always there, reaching out with a guiding hand and teaching you not to head down the wrong path. I'm guessing Kurono never talked back and took you to task, huh? Sorry. I'm sorry, boss. Too little, too late. It's Eri who deserves a lifetime of your sorries anyhow. Nah, that girl will go on to forget about you, but don't you dare forget what you put her through. And make no mistake, I'll be taking you to task till the day you go to hell. Hot damn! Wow. Wow. Blood transfusion, by the way. Oh, Bubba. I'm actually shocked I didn't get spoiled on the Chisaki stuff. I've been trying to avoid spoilers to mixed results. Yeah, I feel you, Joseph. I absolutely understand. It was pointed out when they saved Eri, there's a lot more to saving somebody than just their life. Yeah. That was the whole point of Cultural Festival, etc., etc. Saying it's a two-step process, you aren't saved if it's just your body or just your mind. Right. Yeah. Saving is a two-step process. Why did I say saying? Jesus. I guess it's in a sense he saved him by helping him kill the person who forced him into that life. I really don't like that because of the horrible twist, but I guess that's an interpretation. Yeah, like he saved the person that was, you know, that was building him up to be just a hollow shell. You know what I mean? He freed him from that. The former boss here gets mad respect from me, keeping this man regretting and reflecting on his horrible decisions for the rest of his life. Agreed. Not bad. I'll give Horikoshi this. I was not expecting him to follow up with the Villain Hunt thing. Not bad at all. Another Calebism. He basically says, I'll be with you until the day you die. Well, that is a Calebism. Holy shit. That's two different sentences, bro. We do not care, Rose Toga. What's good, Twice? Dude, we're coping, man. I assume that she's next up. Though I did hear her on break next week, which is like, you know, I can't even get mad at Horikoshi. He's at the finish line. You know what I mean? Let's not forget, Chisaki destroyed and resembled the man's granddaughter repeatedly. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That is his granddaughter. Dang. If Tech can avoid Spinner from turning into a Nomu and wake this guy up, there's no way Deku can't be a hero anymore unless Hori hates bro. Man. Listen, y'all. I'm willing to sacrifice half the MHA community for him to keep his quirk, okay? Just you know, I'm willing to do what I have to do. You know what I mean? So, final chapter. If some of y'all mutuals go missing, man, listen. My bad. But yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you, Detective Sukauchi. Of course, this is a much better option than making Eri relive that nightmare. What can we do to make it all stop for good? It's not going to stop. Well, we could ask Hawks to drum up an army's worth of heroes, huh? Hawks wields that kind of power? Just joking. Look, sharp frowns upside down, people. The new first years are joining our lessons today, so we can't be all doom and gloom around them. But we'll barely see them going forward. There's not much contact between grade levels and the hero course. I won't make it. Twice. I'm just saying, man, if you look outside your window and you just see me, bro, don't run. I'm gonna get you, man. Something must have happened when Shiggy fist bumped Deku. That's what a lot of people have theorized, and that's what we're coping on right now. I gotta go. W stream and chapter review. Yoza, bye-bye. All right, later, man. Thank you for coming by, Caesar. It was a pleasure, brother. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for Toga's life. I may not be getting to witness it, but it will be worth it knowing. I want to meet you in the afterlife. Sit down with you, Bubba, and I'll be like, Bubba, it was worth it, buddy. You're gonna start crying like that Rayleigh gif from One Piece, or that Rayleigh gif from One Piece. Just take your glasses off, just tears. Tenko was ignored on the streets because there was too many heroes. Bad joke, Tsukuuchi. Man. Oh, man. But I will say this, Bubba. When you had mentioned the other week that, you know, it's just not possible to stop the cracks. I mean, it is. That's how it is, man. It's not going to stop. Eek. Todoroki. OMG. It's Tana. Can I get your contact info? I'm a huge fan. Awesome. You're so sweet. Oh, God. Not the Cammy fucking lingo, brother. Let me take a selfie with you. What on earth? Expel them all right now. These first years are intense. Bro, what is Horikoshi doing? What is he doing? I mean, this is to be expected for sure, but I'm surprised he went with this route and not like the first years wanting to talk about their experience or like talk about like what they went through. Yo, I need Todoroki to tighten up, bro. Lock in, bro. Lock in. Yeah, I'm also willing to sacrifice Bubba. Okay, good. Yeah, well, I'll DM you. Deku ending his series, watching his bully getting all the while Mineta has to watch. While he has to watch with Mineta. Dude, hey, listen. That's a loyal man, all right. Chill on my son. Ochako Uraraka's right there. Leave him be. Mineta watching by himself, all right. Thoughts on Hawks being president? I missed that. Didn't like it. Said I didn't like it. Thought it was too rewarding for a man who killed twice. And I also brought up the fact twice that literally we talk about how Endeavor doesn't get enough scrutiny from... Like, we talked about how, like, Endeavor didn't get enough scrutiny for certain things. From his peers and stuff like that. But literally, where's the scrutiny for Hawks? And now he's in, like, a high position. Like, what are we doing? What? Notice how Deku doesn't have a female fan base? Listen. Good. Ochako will have to... You guys know that one episode of Naruto where Sakura fights like 100 clones? That's going to be Ochako, okay? That's literally going to be Ochako if he gets a female fan base. So, thank God. They hate my boy. Listen. He's just too loyal, bro. He's just too loyal. This is just like Brennan going, I'm hungry right after Dabi snapped and cried. Yeah, Horikoshi's sense of tone sometimes can be like you have like such a perfect chapter, and then it's just like I don't know. You know what? It's probably like the classic like manga author thing where like they feel like a chapter was too heavy, so they feel like they need to throw in comedic relief. You know what I mean? They do that a lot for some reason. And MHA is is no surprise here. I need the video of Toga saving Ochako to matter. Come fucking on. His raise only works if Toga is alive. Yeah, I agree. I didn't like it. I thought it was too rewarding, especially when Nagant chose to stay back. Like, brother, it could have been. Surely there was somebody else who could have led the Public Safety Commission. And I mentioned the guy from Hero's License Exam who was issuing the test to be the guy to issue it, but he didn't get chosen. He's working with Hawks, but he didn't get chosen. This was also a good chapter. Minus like this weird comedic tone. At the end, of course, that's a little silly. I give this a 9. Personally, Spinner was phenomenal. The public reception and the juxtaposition of the public versus Spinner, going back and forth, was great. You couldn't ask for anything else better than for Spinner's character conclusion, at least for a while. I would have liked Aizawa. That's a good point, Bubba. That's a good point, because well, I would have liked Aizawa if Horikoshi already didn't shove him back into the teacher role. You know what I mean? He already put him back in there, so it's like, bro, what are you gonna do? Spinner having more introspection than Deku is crazy. I did like their interaction since they both were narrators of the series. Yeah, I understand. I still have hopes for Deku introspection, just because I believe that him and Ochako have a serious conversation to have, truth be told. Especially in the final chapter, I feel like. They have a very long conversation to have. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in the final chapter, like, their conversation is, like, at least, like, 10 to 15 pages of the final chapter, to be real with you. That's just me, though. Spinner carried Deku getting some nice work, bearing the comic line. Not perfect, but good. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like, you know, I know a lot of people, like, I will say this. I know a lot of people are fed up with Deku and the lack of introspection. Sure, I understand. I get it. I do appreciate him, like, not running away from accountability. I appreciate him taking accountability, facing it head on. You know what I mean? There's no ounce of cowardice in those eyes. He is willing to look resentment in the eye and accept what became of that resentment and work with it no matter what has happened. Again, I know introspection. We need it. We crave it, etc. Listen, I get it. But from what we can take, you know what I mean, I appreciate it, you know what I mean. I think you could probably say, like, bare minimum type shit, you know what I mean. But I do appreciate it, man, you know what I mean. Like, you know, and it's clear that Deku cares about what Spinner had to say, because this is somebody that cared about Shigaraki. And I think that Deku having to think about the fact that he took somebody from somebody is going to be something he'll have to think about. So, you know. Oh. See, and this is what I was talking about back in the final chapters of the final battle too. I was talking about how reassurance, right? Like what reassurance will Shigaraki have that if he were to pass on, that Deku were to take something, some form of baton, and keep running with it. And it seems like, you know, from Shigaraki to Spinner now moving forward, he has this baton of never forgetting who he is and what led to the events of POW and the final war arc. So, you know, I like it. I'm liking some stuff here, man. It's combinations of stuff, but I'm liking it, man. I really love. Oh wait, let me scroll up for a second. Hold on. That's when I Heiken Aizawa eventually become a UA principal. Valuable for sure. I don't know how much time that Principal Nozu has in terms of animal years, but he might be cooked closer than we think. I really loved this chapter, and it showed Deku's maturity, too, and his responsibility about handling the situation with Shigaraki. Spinner became a top 8 character for me. Valid, man. I get it. Half of my top 10 is the league, no joke, and then Shigaraki will be the lowest, unfortunately. Understandable. I get it. The villains are good, man. That's good eats, man. The League of Villains is good eats. It was funny how there was discourse about whether Deku killed Shigaraki or not the same day leaks came out. Of course there freaking was, man. I've never tried making a top 10 character list because I just don't think I can cut it down to just 10. Fair. That's me too. I like everybody, man. But I would like to hold certain character beats and certain character developments and weights, or character developments and narrative choices with different weights. You know what I mean? This was my favorite Deku moment in a while. He probably since the Nagant fight. Valid, man. Very valid. Hey, what's good, James? Good evening, brother. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. Spinner is rocking the Gojo haircut. Sure is, isn't he? Sure, that's a little... Dude, Gege and Horikoshi spend too much damn time together. I know this man, Horikoshi, probably looked over to his left, saw that Gojo figure he got in his office and was like, wait a minute, guys. I'm cooking. Like, God. What I want to see is a really deep conversation between him and Ochako. Imagine if she brings up the fact that he seems to not care about losing his quirk and it helps him vent out his true feelings. That would be incredible, man. That would be incredible. I think that'd be fantastic even. You know, just be honest. You know what I mean? I feel like Ochako will be quick on the uptake, and I feel like before she's able to get her feelings out, she needs to make sure to get his feelings out first. You know what I mean? I would hope that Ochako does not throw her feelings on the Deku before they get their shit worked out personally. You know what I mean? At this point, I think Hori might be holding off on Deku's introspection on purpose and is saving the main meat of his inner conflicts at the moment for a later conversation. That's possible. I know we've been talking about like introspection for like a long time with Deku. It's possible that we just want it, like, we're just gonna get like the most insane like 20 pages of introspection we've ever seen for Deku in this whole damn series at one time. And I know there's gonna be the crowd of like too little too late, or like this should have been here like 20 chapters ago, you know what I mean, type beat. But like, I'll take my food, man. I'm so worried for Ochako's character. I think her character gets way worse affected if Toga dies than even Toga herself. We'll see, man. We will see. I really want to imagine that Toga is alive, to be honest with you. I think what will be an interesting situation is that how will Ochako take responsibility for keeping this girl alive who wanted to die? You know what I mean? That's a damn interesting conversation. How do you take responsibility for somebody who was essentially willing to let themselves go? You know what I mean? How do you give them a rising day edge right now? You know what I mean? A reason to live. You know what I mean? That everybody get their fucking food, man. Get their food for next Sunday. Wait, we're on break next Sunday. Sunday after next, get your food. Speaking of headcanons, once JJK wraps up, Gege and Hori are eloping to France, most likely. They are going to go on a nice boat ride under the France rivers and into the sunset. Speaking of Gege, did you see the recent JJK interview from the exhibition? Boy, did a lot of news drop about his writing. Yeah, I saw it. I commented about it. Nobara, Nanami being a curse user, crazy stuff. Culling game stuff, called it. I agree with everything he said about culling games, being critical about that. You know what I mean? Bubba DM agenda time. Yeah. Let me see here. Here, let me see here. Dead, alive for now. Unknown. I know that doing as we please is the villain way, but you'd better come back to us. It's a good point. Bubba. I forgot about this panel. Dang. That's POW. That's right. That's a good point, Bubba. That's a very good point. Okay, considering Horikoshi has gone back to villain hunt to uphold this part, I wouldn't say that's a stretch. Let's see here. Do we think the last chapter will be longer than usual? Most likely. I want to imagine that the next two, I mean, what? Aren't we, we have 3 or 2 more. I pray Toga is still alive. That's my favorite character. Man, I hope so too, just for the sake of everybody's sanity. If Toga is dead, it is going to be the equivalent of Hiroshima on the timeline, like in the worst way possible. And I mean that in a way where everybody's gonna explode and just literally like hate each other and go at each other's throats. It is going to be a nuclear explosion in the worst way possible. Didn't tell me you were alive. You're gonna regret that, dude. Listen, man. Dude, YouTube just doesn't mess with you, man. I don't know what it is, man. I was waiting on you, man. I sat here eating my pizza waiting on you, HS. God, man. Always leaving me hanging, man. What's wrong with you, man? By the way, what did you think of the Season 7 OSTs, if you've heard? So far, so good. I heard the new Awful 1 track, the Demon Lord one. Some good stuff, man. If Toga's dies, then Ochako has more canon events than almost everyone on the hero cast. Night Eye dying, POW aftermath, Toga dying, being down while everyone fought all for one at the end. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. They gotta keep her alive. 3 more? 3 more. Okay. I couldn't remember if our initial prologue chapter had counted, but I'm pretty sure the announcement of 5 came after that. So, gotcha. Okay. The Demon Lord and my Moonlight are my favorite tracks. Yeah, those are good tracks. 427 is the best chapter of the epilogue, by the way, and it's like a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10? What did you not like? Don't tell me. Dude, Asaratha, HS, when I catch you. Don't tell me it was a comic book line. I'm gonna get you, man. Don't do this. Don't do this. Look at me. Look at me. Don't do this, brother. Don't do this, man. Come on, man. It's cool. Everything else is ass. Tax goes. You guys make me want to throw stuff at you sometimes, man. Put me in a room and I swear I'm fighting one of you guys. Deku, the worst part of any chapter he's in. Oh my god. That's not even fair, dude. Spinner's too good this week, man. He don't fuck with lizards? Dude, I know. I also was like low-key like studying the book of Todoroki. First it was the mutts with Todoroki, now it's the lizards with HS, man. Shame on you. Shame on you. I expect the ReZero discrimination video coming soon. Oh man. Yeah, man. But since you came late, also I will say, in terms of last chapter, didn't like Hawks getting a promotion. Not with it. Thought the Nagant stuff was like a little iffy, but I mean I get it. She may just want to like wait before she just goes out and tries to fix her life, right? You know what I mean? I will say this. This is an interesting conversation I do want to have with you guys actually before I wrap it up here, because I'm not gonna stay too long today, man. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep right now. Not looking good for me. Not gonna lie. Let me see here. Here it is. Okay. Nagato ends next week. I'm heated. Yeah, I heard some of the final chapters, man. Hate to see it, man. Next week's discourse is going to be whether the league was right for killing the CRC or not. They can't catch a break. I'm going to go back and look at this discourse. Yo, Asa, DM me that tweet, by the way, that you said like the person was like just nonsense. DM me that tweet real quick. I want to just peep it on the side. So one of the things I found interesting, right, is that we have this thing where it says, Nagant says, that day, Izuku Midoriya demonstrated something to the world, okay? I'm a little bit... I understand what she's saying, but I have a problem with the notion, you know what I mean? Because I guess a major problem looking at this simple statement is the fact that Ochako and Deku's whole thing was personal, secretive missions that only they themselves as characters with their mindsets could have accomplished. You know what I mean? And with that being said, on the outside of the world, it may look like they just fought. You know what I mean? But on the inside, it was something more. And when you put it like that, Nagant's statement puts the result of these situations in two lenses, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's the lenses that the society is looking through, and that's why we got all these reactions with Spinner. And it's the lens that we see, that a show, we have these ideas about failures and murderer and ABC and XYZ. And it's interesting because I was always talking about how does public perception change, but like it's literally black and white, man. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Oh yeah, hold on, I'm sorry, Bubba, 1 second. Oh yeah, and we got people defending the bystanders effect? Shut up, Twice. Are you serious? Twice, where did you see some of these tweets? Is it still under Rukasu? Let me know real quick before I pull it up. Oh yeah, Jordan, how do you feel about 428 and 429 being about Ochako? The second to last page of 424 shows our timeline for the epilogue, and Ochako has 2 panels, opposed to 1 like Spinner and Shoji. So, you talking about these two, Bubba, right here? Yeah, so 1, 2, bam, bam. You talking about these two right here? I would assume so. It seems like Hori's going one after the other. You know what I mean? And considering the fact that the chapter kind of introduced like these schoolgirls at the end, I wouldn't be surprised if the next chapter talks about starts off with like little girl, you know, eek type shenanigans with the girls, and Deku's like, starts thinking about Ochako, and then we go to her, in this hospital. You know what's interesting about this actually, is the fact that I wonder, see why is she holding, like, I understand this is like this, so you guys know how All Might used to hold his stomach when he would like feel like, I don't know, when like certain moments would happen, And he could like when Endeavor was fighting back in season 4, and he was holding his stomach because he's like, you know, like he feels like that hurt of not being able to help. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's what like she's feeling like when old Choco stabbed, or not Choco, when Toga stabbed her there. You know what I mean? I wonder what that's what's going on here. Deku ain't cooking shit. He didn't show nothing. OMG, YouTube chat has a character limit. I cannot type my entire 427 take in so few characters. Never mind. Is this the tweet? Let me see here. Okay. Let me open this link real quick. Let me see here. After weeks of he didn't murder. Oh boy. What would the fandom say now? Asa, I usually... Okay, his definition... He is, by definition, a murderer. But anyone with eyes knows that the story repeatedly explains that it's not black and white and that Deku was unanimously in the right. That's nice, an 89-year-old doctor. Really nice and... No, bruh. Oh my god, dude. Who said it was supposed to be a comeback? I didn't say anything about whether he was right or not. That's nice. That's a really nice insightful comeback. Who said... What is this thread, man? What the hell? Oh my god. No, twice is right. Rukasu had Deku was right to kill Shigaraki discourse on his tweet. Good god. Not sure when the bystander discourse started. There were a bunch of people saying, quoting Shigaraki fans, saying they would have ignored him too, and comparing him to Hitler. Wow. It was that one tweet asking, what would you do if you saw Tenko on the street? Who made the tweet? Was it Rukasu? Did Rukasu make this tweet? About what would you do if you saw Tenko on the street? These people can... Dude, we're already cooked, man. We're already cooked. I assume it wasn't Rukasu who made this tweet about what would you do if you saw Shigaraki on the street. It's not black and white, but also unanimously in the right. Weird how that works. Yeah, man. Like that's kind of... Unfortunately, they kind of contradicted themselves right then and there. Like, you want to claim self-defense, sure, I guess, you know what I mean? That's valid, but, like, unanimously, like, in the right, man? I don't know, man. Like, I think the problem is, too, is the fact that, like, we are in this position where Deku was put in a tight situation where he had to do something, you know what I mean? He had to do something here, but what he had to do was obviously, like, the least liked choice that he had to do, but people feel like if he did it, we know what would have happened, you know what I mean? Brain rot. People were calling Spinner a hypocrite for calling Deku a murderer. Dude. It was a MHA tab community post? Okay. Well, actually, wait. I have to go to communities, right? Let me see if I can find this. I'm just curious. My hero. Oh. Let me see. I'll see if I can find it real quick. Please, God, don't be any random NSFW in here. I'm going to cry if I have to do that on stream. Let's see here. Is this it right here? Is this it, guys? Is this the one right here? People were, it was your fandom, buddy. Yeah, okay, dude. Listen, my fandom right now, okay. Yozakura family got me right now. I mean, we're calm, cool, collected individuals. Is this the post right here? I feel like this is the post right here. I'm gonna duplicate this and go back just in case. But that seems like it's the post. Yep. Okay. I see. I try to get some help. Probably call someone. I would take him home and become his new mother and never make him dependent on anyone. I would take him to the hospital. Okay. Child help. Scare the shit out of me. Definitely help. John Wick emoji based. I bring him home. I don't know why. Buy him a cat or some shit. Calling the cops. Take him to a police. Okay. Well. Certainly some responses of all time. Yeah. That is, this is crazy, man. Wait, let me go back to this, dude. Yeah, this, I don't know, man, dude. People are, I feel like people hear the word murderer, you know what I mean? And they, they fucking flinch, brother. They flinch really hard, man, because it's a strong term. But, yeah, I think people are also not taking Spinner's thought process and feelings into consideration. Why the hell would Spinner, try to slow down and reasonably try to deduct the fact that his friend was killed by the person in front of him? You know what I mean? Like who would reasonably try to sit down and be like, you know what, my friend is dead, but this guy had to do it, even though we're on opposing factions. You know what I mean? Like, it's a strong, whether you call it a strong statement or not, sure, whatever. But that's how Spinner feels, man, and he's got every right to feel that way. You know what I mean? Do you understand how far this community has fallen? We have had Deku has no self-worth issues discourse, killing people is okay discourse, and now leaving Tenko is fine actually discourse. Dude, people just, oh man, people just don't know what they want, man. Gyat. Where's that? Oh my god, where's that post again? Hold on, right here. I'm curious. Let me see the quotes. Let me just see the quotes here. Bath. Help. Help. Based Bubba. Wow. Very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. That's why I've been calling him that over killer. It's mental warfare. The professional term. Literally the definition of a toothpick changes everything. Bro went with the more professional term than the crude term. My Hawks tweet 2 years ago was peak foreshadowing. Bro. Oh, man. Whew. I gotta wake up, bro. Holy moly. It's why I also say Toga committed suicide over sacrifice herself. It fucks with their heads. Dude, you're a douche, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. People are having a hard time reading within the fine print. You know what I mean? You have to remember, man. You have to treat these characters like they are people, man. That is how we come to understand, to empathize with these characters, man. And in doing so, by doing so, you know what I mean? By doing so, you're able to kind of see that even if their thought process at the moment may seem unfair, unreasonable, you know what I mean? You wouldn't. It's kind of like if let's say you had to do something that required self-defense, right? And then the brother of the person that you had to either take out or whatever, or put in the hospital, came to you, right? If they told you, right, that it was you attempted murder on their family member, right? But in your eyes, it was self-defense, right? Obviously, you know that you didn't want to probably do what you had to do, but to them, it wouldn't look like that. That's not how they're not gonna calmly and reasonably take that, especially when the consequences are permanent. You know what I mean? You have to be sensible in this situation and honor those two feelings, man. Deku sucks so bad. Holy, hey, stop it, stop. Get off the screen. No, just for that. You get the big panel. You get the big panel, tough guy. I'm gonna leave it right here for the rest of the stream. Dude, by refusing to acknowledge what Hawks and Deku did, you are just as ignorant as Bakugo and Endeavor did nothing wrong, goons. Yeah. Like I said, that's why I don't like Hawks getting the upgrade, man. It's kind of fast and a little bit so easy to manipulate, bro. Oh my god, bro. I know what you are, Asa. I know what you are. All right, you can fool the masses, but you can't fool me. Yeah, man. It's It's a tough one, man. I yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'll say this. 'Cause I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. I need to like take a shower and like get a power nap in. I like both chapters. I think these are both good chapters, all in all. Again, I know that Deku introspection, long overdue. I know we're past that point of like, you know, we get it when we get it, or we don't when we don't. I like kind of like the solid approach. He just kind of met Spinner's feelings head on. He didn't like, he told Homeboy to wait. All that good stuff. I like this part. It's cool. I'm having high expectations for Toga and Ochako or Koshi. Please let Bubba win for the love of God. I'll message you my 427 take so you can read it off stream or on stream or off. I don't care. Give me a minute. Okay, take your time. I haven't read the last few chapters, so I can read them during the break. Yeah, for sure. Decent 7 overall. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I give this chapter like. Yeah, I like the chapter a lot, truth be told. You guys know I'm a little corny on some stuff. I think I give last chapter an 8. I give this one probably a 9, truth be told. The weird tone at the end was a little jarring. And then last chapter, I didn't like Hawks' stuff, and I didn't like how the Endeavor family didn't get more to say. I felt like they all should have said more. Last chapter made me like Endeavor less, not gonna lie. He hugged too much of the screen time. I feel, so Bubba mentioned that, like, maybe this might be expanded upon twice. It's possible that may get more, you know what I mean? I think Horikoshi right now is literally just trying to walk out the door, you feel me? I literally feel like he knows he's on the final countdown. He's literally trying to walk out the door and probably keeping the fact in his mind that he knows in 2 weeks he's going to have to do a weekly Shonen Jump cover, and that he's going to have to do a final chapter with automatically coming with extended chapters, you know what I mean? So I assume that he's probably just going to try to get out the door, but I guarantee you that this final volume of MHA is probably going to have the most insane amount of extensions, additions, reimaginings of scenes we have ever seen for the entirety of the series. By far. By far. I like that Spinner doesn't say Toga is dead like he does with Shigaraki, because it makes my win more likely. I think you will win, Bubba. I know you're tired of like betting on yourself, but I think that you will win. I think you will win. I don't think Toga's dead. Because, again, all it was really was blood, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like blood can be replaced. If Toga is dead, it's gonna be a long motherfucking day, man. I feel like all the leagues survived, though, man. Bye, have a good day. Thank you, Pink, for coming by, man. It was a pleasure. See you next time, man. Thank you for coming by. Do you think the next chapters will start to have more pages than usual? 15 pages chapter? I would hope so. Again, I would hope so, or Horikoshi is literally just playing like a late game and he's just gonna do it all in the volumes, which is fair, I guess. You know what I mean? I would hope so, though. An official League of Villains book written on Spinner's POV would go crazy. Oh, for sure. I wonder what he would actually say. You know what I mean? Like, what would Horikoshi write in Spinner's place if he would do like an actual book on the League of Villains? It'd be very interesting. I feel like the final battle is gonna look totally different in the volume version. It may be, man. It may be. Yeah, I don't know what Horikoshi plans to do in our ad, man. I'm sure there's probably a couple of things he wants to change, though. I can imagine. I am so tired. Yeah, I bet, Bubba. Trust me, I've been noticing, brother. I've been noticing, man. But yeah, not bad chapters, y'all. I know we're going into Core 2 for the anime next weekend. Why would Hori completely hide Toga for 30 chapters if she was just dead? Like, he had plenty of time to rip off the Band-Aid off? I mean, hey, man. Nobara. You know? Why did Gege make her death so damn vague only to confirm it in an exhibit at Anime Expo? You know what I mean? Like, these authors are a little bit silly, man. They're silly, goofy guys, man. Silly, goofy guys. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are some silly, goofy guys, man. With these women deaths. Or if they're actually alive. No bara. Trips me out, man. Gege is a funny guy, man. Gege is a funny guy. Gege Akutami, I owe you a drink. I'm low-key finna just put JJK down anyway, not gonna lie. I'm gonna let it stack and just... Thoughts on Chainsaw Man? It's okay right now. I think it's definitely lost, like, some weekly-to-weekly momentum for sure. Like, a lot of it, like, in terms of, like, keeping you coming back. Because right now, it's kind of like you're just going through, like, a day in the life type beat, even though it's, like, a screwed-up day in the life right now, you know what I mean? Last chapter was interesting. I'm waiting to see what may come from that development, but definitely not as momentum-like as part 1, that's for sure. Gosh. I need coffee. I need some coffee. Me personally, I'm on life support. I'm gonna pull your plug, brother. Don't worry. It's Hori's Mickey Mouse subscription. Is Hori's Mickey Mouse subscription stronger than the blood of Kishimoto that runs through it? Dude, I think Oshako and Toga might win, man. I don't know, man. I think she might be alive, man. You know, pray to Mickey Mouse. Pray to medical technology. We must pray, man. Everybody hit the door we made, man. All right, guys. The Asa tweet has arrived. Or not Asa. The Asa message has arrived. So Asa has said, "Well, I like the spinner stuff. Deku just feels like agent, like a vacuous agent in this encounter, and of course every encounter. It feels like almost this entire thing could have happened without him. Besides the murder comment, he was purely a catalyst for Splinter's character. The primary thing that irritates me is how Horikoshi approaches people like Hawks and Deku. We were sold that these two formed a connection with these people. They wanted to reach out and take them out of the situations, but he completely fumbled their attempts. Hawks, I thought, was intentional. Fair point. We all did back in the day, actually, now that I think about it. After trying nothing and giving up, they immediately killed their villain. What comes after that? Well, nothing. We're thankfully seeing the aftermath of Shigaraki's death on Spinner. But what about the person who killed him? This is what happened with Hawks. He killed him and got the wax poetic after his demise about how good of a guy he is and how he understands Toga's rage towards him. But it's never reflected through his actions or the rest of his words. Wow, Twice was really a great guy, huh? He could have been, but you robbed him of an opportunity for growth and atonement. Deku killed Shigaraki and is now getting to wax poetic after his demise about how he touched the League's heart and how I'll never forget them. It was a completely toothless, half-baked implementation of the aftermath of a death that avoids all of the hardest questions. I can't argue there. Deku hasn't had to reflect on what he's done to these people. What he did to Shigaraki. He never attempts to make amends with Spinner, just passes on a message and says, "I won't ever forget," while the blood hasn't even dried on his hands. It's a very convenient out for these characters who have confirmed kills. You get a legal and to some moral pass to kill these people, and you get the opportunity. The dead will never have the opportunity to dream about what could have been. I agree. I agree to the extent, for sure. I agree. Like I said, the hard questions part also, especially, I agree with. We went into this final battle and we did not know what the hell Deku was gonna do. You know what I mean? We did it, man. We really didn't, man. We did not know what Deku was gonna do, and I felt like the longer we went on with no answer, the scarier the finale was gonna be, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. Did you read the romance manga that Hori recommended? I forgot the title. I have not, but if you find it, let me know, man. Please let me know. You don't have to be bound by blood, Hori. Be the Mickey Mouse you want to be. Yo, what's up, Minnow? Using Deku for a good moment is Spinner. It's better than using him for a bad one. Bakugo. Woo! Don't say that on Twitter.com. You will get crucified twice, Jaeger. Don't say that. And he never decided, and that's the problem too, man. Like, we never knew, like, we went into this final fight not knowing what we were gonna do. I'm genuinely surprised that Deku didn't come up with the gamble of just pulling Shigaraki back into the One For All realm and trying to separate All For One and Shigaraki in there, man. You guys maybe, listen, anybody who knows me back when 306 happened, I would always say how the final battle was going to take place half and half. 50% of it would be in the real world, and the other 50% would be in the Vestige realm. You know what I mean? It would be this battle, like kind of like a duel of fates, but like in the Vestige realm. You know what I mean? If anybody's seen Star Wars, you know what I'm talking about. And it will be like this most intense, desperate, hard, tough emotionally gripping encounter in order to get Shigaraki saved. You know what I mean? And again, I still think that Shigaraki was going to die no matter what. I thought that his body might have imploded or something. I didn't think that, you know, the minute we saw that All For One had like these two vestiges, man, I knew that something was gonna happen. But I thought that at least if Shigaraki were to die, that he would depart with Deku with a really powerful exchange that gives him reassurance to let him know that I can die here, knowing that you are somebody that will take part of my baton. You may not take all my baton, because some of my baton is violent, but you will take some of my baton and add it to your own baton and carry this torch into the future that will not let my friends be locked up and forgotten, man. You know what I mean? That's what I expected. We didn't get any of that. We had a message passed down from Spinner, and that's why I pray to God that Hori extends the conversation between the two, man. He's got to, please. I can't take it! I can't take it, chat. I'm sorry for your ears if you have headphones on. I'm sorry. I just can't take it, dude. It's frustrating to think about. Like, dude. It's very frustrating. It's very, very, very unfortunate and very frustrating, man. Yes, I thought that too. Vestige War is a great concept, but Hori used the inferior concept for it by passing all one for all quirks to Shigi's body. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, why could we not, like, literally punch the vestige out of All For One? Do you know how like, dude, wait, okay, hold on. I don't understand. If the vestiges could reach that far into somebody's subconscious, why did we not take the initiative to pull Shigaraki into the vestige realm? In that version of Shigaraki where, like, All For One was kind of, like, growing out of him as if he was, like, a tumor, why did we not punch the All For One vestige to death instead? And then liberate Shigaraki from that point, you know what I mean? Why did we not do that, man? I'm genuinely surprised, because you know what's interesting to me? You know what's interesting to me? I gotta think this through here. I remember back when Deku arrived at UA, right? And everybody was upset with Deku because when he got angry, people were saying how he did not learn from PLW, right? Okay. That would have been an incredible moment to learn from PLW. You know what I mean? Like, he could have learned that, like, you know, like, I'm surprised, you know what I mean? That was Deku's first time being yoinked into the Vestige Realm like that, you know what I mean, from PLW. He got yoinked in his dreams, but he did not know that the quirks, when connected, could pull each other into the realm like a tug-of-war match, you know what I mean? So why didn't we tug-of-war Shigaraki? Why didn't we beat the shit out of Shigaraki, right, for the fight aspect? Why didn't we beat the shit out of Shigaraki and try to appeal to him, and then yoink his ass into the Vestige Realm? All 8 users are there, and they're like, listen, you take us, and you connect, and every time we connect, a piece of All For One would go missing. That gets rid of the vestige problem. That would have got rid of the vestige problem right there. You know what I mean? Would have got rid of the vestige problem, and then we would have just had Deku and Shigaraki. And then from that point on, we could have had that whole exchange where I don't care if you stamped it out, the villains need a hero of their own. We could have gone from there. And then let's say that Shigaraki, right, in that moment, right, where he chose to be a hero of his own, like, hero for the villains, right? Let's say that in that moment, right, we went, like, he was, like, in Tenko, right? Like, he was soft like Tenko, right? And then all of a sudden, he's like, no. And then Shigaraki comes back. You know what I mean? And then maybe, like, you know, Deku and him fighting, like, his body starts to, like, self-destruct because, like, All For One is, like, the quirk is starting to, like, malfunction. Now that, like, the vestiges are in his realm. Or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I feel like Shigaraki was doomed, man. I feel like Shigaraki just, as a character, was doomed in terms of, like, being alive, man. I just don't see how you stop. I feel like Horikoshi, in a sense, made him too powerful for his own good. Because it's like, how do you're talking about somebody that is literally a walking country-level disaster, pretty much, if you really want to deep it, power level-wise. Shigaraki is a country-level disaster. Would talking do the trick? Would talk, and if we were going to talk, that would have to be some extreme, deep stuff, man. It would have to get to the nitty gritty. I'm talking about like imagine like taking like your hand and it's like digging it like through a bag of chips to find this one specific chip you want. You know what I mean? It would have to get gritty, man. Deep in there, man. I'm satisfied with all major fights in the final war except for Deku versus Shigaraki, all for one fight. I think mine's really just Deku versus Shigaraki. And it pains me to say that because I liked a lot of Deku's like cool combinations, but I was not on board with this vested stuff. At first I was, but then I quickly became not. I think the Quirk Doomsday Theory will fuck up his body at some point. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I literally think that, like, punching All For One's vestige to death maybe causing, like, a chain reaction to this All For One as the quirk within his body, causing it to malfunction, and then he would, like, self-implode Aizen style. That would have been good, you know what I mean? Like, at least, like, it wouldn't be Deku's fault, you know what I mean? Like, that, it's like, well, maybe it would have, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Shigaraki was low-key written a little bit too powerful for his own good, man. Like, you can't stop this dude, man. Would have much rather have Shiggy make a big comeback out of the Vestige Realm in 418 instead of the whole All For One takeover. Yeah, I agree. Tell Tenko he can be a hero too. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I said, like there's a lot of different avenues we could have done now, man. At this point, it's just gonna be headcanon, man. You know, I will never agree with the fact that this was the only way to stop Shigaraki. I legitimately feel like Hori just forgot that, like, we can pull Tenko into the Vestige Realm, too. And we can try... Because, like, for instance, right, when we did round 1 with the Vestiges, right, All For One started taking a lot of the ground in the realm until Yoichi showed up, and then they fought back. Why did we not do that with all users, man? And, like, all users, like, just doing whatever they can to buy whatever ground. Like, can you imagine, like, if All For One on one end was like this, and then the users on the other side, like, spread out all like this, and they're holding each other still, but like in between, like in the Epic Center where like the All For One influence and the All For One influence was meeting, right? It was Kid Deku and Kid Shigaraki like holding hands, you know what I mean? Like with the one panel, with the one spread. Do you know how raw that would have been? Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool to think about. What if Tomura is the mystery boy? Okay, look. So I've seen a couple of people have mentioned that. I've seen people mention that this kid might be a movie 5 villain, which is also very interesting, and that we may get a prologue movie. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Do not be surprised if MHA does get a prologue movie though, Loki, or like a movie 5. I'll tell you that first off. Bokurano OP acted like a foreshadowing for the climax of Deku vs Shigaraki. I'm sorry, why did I say that twice? Deku vs Deku vs Shigaraki, but Hori decides for a different route. Yeah, it's a shame, man, because I really like Bokurano too. I love Eve. Also, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my siblings out there. They're being little people being little people. But yeah, yeah, man. You know, I can talk about this all day. I think I might eventually, you know, I think I might make like one more video for MHA before my final one, talking about like how I was just genuinely like disappointed with just the lack thereof, man. In a way where it doesn't feel like headcanon, but more so just like a reasonable, sensible video talking about like why I don't necessarily think that the conclusion for Deku versus Shigaraki is right. And if people, I know there are people out there that do, power to them, man. We ain't got no beef, you feel me? But you know, it's just, man, I wanted a lot more because everybody was saying how this will be a talk no jutsu. You know what I mean? And it's like, sure, Deku killed him, but like this wasn't the way that it needed to go for the story, man. Like we know what type of story MHA is, and we know what type of story that MHA could be, because we're seasoned veterans in this shit. You know what I mean? So it's a shame, man. I think it's a real shame. I think it's a real shame that was the case. But what can you do, man? What can you do? But let's see, what time is it? Hour and 45. Yeah, pushing up about 2 hours. Yeah. Anyway, though, I know we're on break next week. We'll be getting episode what are we on? 15, 16 next week. So we'll be or no, wait. Flashfire was 8. Episode 10. I forgot because we're down Discord by episodes. Never mind, my bad. So we're getting OP2 next week. I'm kind of concerned considering we haven't had an artist announced yet. I think it's about to be this current OP, but version 2, not gonna lie. Hopefully they spazzed on the visuals this time. Harder than the previous. For me, I kind of separate the Deku vs Shigaraki and the final All For One fight. Yeah, I agree. Talk no jutsu jokes have ruined a generation. Yeah. Like I think that people when people hear talk no jutsu, they just hear peace, but they want violence. But it's like there's more to that. Like there's nuance when people are able to have a conversation. Like I hope people realize something, okay? And this is probably the most important thing I might say tonight, right? We joke about talk no jutsu all the time, but literally the anime community can barely like talk to another person in a mature, honest fashion about a piece of fiction, and they can barely respect each other's opinions, man. We can't. We as people cannot even talk to each other, man. We can't even express empathy to each other, which is why there are so many differences. So when we have these characters that are willing to come to a point where they will hear each other out, even if they still decide to fight after, I don't see why it's clowned upon. You know what I mean? Maybe because of Obito's execution with the traitor and then the Rin and the girl, blah, whatever. Sure, but I think it's important for people to be able to talk to each other, man. I don't really get the gist or get the hate behind talk no jutsu, man. It's ridiculous, but I'm just one man. I'm just one man. I ain't got the clout like that to change the world. Blue Sky will be no more than 2 episodes probably. Oh yeah, and even then, I haven't been bothered by the Blue Sky like that. Like, there's been so much going on with flash fires, and then just a lot of action, man. You know, you get tired of even looking at the background. It's literally Shigaraki's speech about why there's heroes and villains. Yep. Like they just won't talk it out, man. Like now that public perception is like this way right now, man. It's like, how do you even change something like this? How do you even make something like this even like work? You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, man. But we're gonna write it out, man. We got 3 chapters left. We're on break next week. We will be back next weekend. I'll be doing, you know, my daily Yozakura or my weekly Yozakura video. Getting that OP2, and then we'll be back for 427 plus episode 11 of the anime talk. And yeah, but I think I'm gonna call it here, y'all. Again, I'm really tired. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I appreciate you guys coming out. Hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time. Really appreciate you guys coming out. Again, sorry for the delay last weekend. A lot of things going on with the family, but we're all good now. So that was a loud slam. Yeah, but I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evenings. Please be safe out there. And I will see you guys 2 Sundays from now.